Okay, this is the reading for the Aries male in a couple. So the coupled Aries male, this is your reading. I do an anchor spread. I'll post it at the end of the video. You can look at the spread as a whole with all the cards. Hopefully I didn't fit it on the screen properly there. But I'll go through the cards and kind of flip out the scenarios that I'm getting intuitively. Now, the first card I get is the Queen of Cups. So, we're an Aries male in the couple. Seems like you have, if you are not coupled to a water sign, you have a woman with these water traits, which is compassion, loving, caring, kindness, someone who is very soft, intuitive, insightful. It's kind of like you don't even have to say what's on your mind. She already knows what's going on, that kind of a thing. So someone that's really a caretaker of you in that way. That's the sense I'm getting. The next card I get from the love and sex side of things is the Six of Wands. So that's really the energy of going out and getting what you want. So I feel like this Queen is very much in line with you and what you want. And from the beginning of the relationship, this was something that you wanted. And from then on, I feel like this is what she's delivered. Whatever you want, that's what you get from her. So I feel a partnership that's very accommodating. Very much at your beck and call. Very good. For the Aries man, you can't get no better than a Pisces female because she's really attentive to your every need. To the point that it doesn't do her justice, but nonetheless satisfies that man, right? The Aries male. So as we move on, we get the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is really about... we have the Queen of Wands, right? And then the Ace and the Two. It's really about all of those emotional feelings. So feeling very connected in your partnership and whatever it is that you have. Now, the next card we get in the sex side of things is the Tower. Now, the Tower is really about things that come within the relationship. Now, we're talking on the physical side of things. I'm going to limit that to that area. There is something going on the physical side of things that needs to go. Now, I feel like may have to do with an ego or an overbearingness of the male in the bedroom. And we'll continue on to see if that's where it hits. The next card we get is the Seven of Cains, the Seven of Wands, right? So this is about joining after a trip, or reuniting, really is what it is. So we may have a situation where this couple is broken apart and brought back together, but it's not like yeah, we need a break or anything like that. It's more like for business, something that is planned and premeditated, and we know we got to go through this, and it's agreed and everything's good and groovy, but there's time apart and we got to deal with that, and it's not even really, it's just a blip, but there's an excitement nonetheless. There's a, it may have been over the holidays, she had to go away for business and now she's come back, or the opposite, he had to go away and now he's come back, and there's just a happy, jovial reunion at that point. Now, the Tower's in between all this, so we have to keep that in mind. The next card I get for the sexual side of things is the Ace of Cups. So this is all good. We got the Ace of Cups, we got the Two of Cups, and we got the Queen of Cups. So we got a lot of emotional pampering, a lot of that being in the relationship. So a very good feeling of being accommodated for the male, right? So I'm hoping there's no imbalance here as we continue. The next card I get under the Two of Cups is the Eight of Canes, which is this guy's got a tie on his wrist. I'm taking that as a karmic tie between these two. So there's a great magnetic pull that you carry within this relationship, and there may be an imbalance. So we may have the Aries taking a little too much advantage of that watery nature, that element of emotion that's coming through. We may have someone that's taking too much and not giving back. Now, the next card we get on top, beside that, is the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is really about lighthearted energy, excitement, passion, and indulging in that and being very grounded in it. So, you know, and I'm feeling that's on both parties. Everybody's enjoying, everybody's happy. So, this is interesting because I'm feeling an imbalance through this card on the 8, but the 4 is kind of like on the physical side. We're both on par. We're both good. We're both even enjoying what we're giving and giving equally, and it's balanced. The next card I get down the road here is the Queen of Canes. It's Queen of Wands. And I get a sense that, like, this energy, obviously it's your partner and things that manifest in your partner in the way, because she can become very emotional and she can also become very fiery because of, I think, the influence you have had on her. She may not, you know, like before she had met you, may not have been action oriented, but through the relationship with you has seen and been influenced by the way that you deal with things, of being in a nature to, you just do, you do things. You hear it, you go do. And hers not so much that way, but a wearing off of that nonetheless, and seeing the effect that you have on her and being very appreciative of that. So even though there's something that may be needing to discuss, it's really light, because everything else is predominating here in a happy, fluffy, loving side. It lightens up that air of something being out of balance. So with the Queen of Wands sitting here thinking about the relationship, I feel like she's just very happy and appreciative of who she's with and what she's got and how much she gets from him. So I am getting a sense of feedback on his end. Like, there is an ability here to overstress the emotional sense here, like for the Aries male to suck all that emotional sense out of that woman. But I'm getting a sense here that the woman is also getting her pay. She's getting her pay, and I'm saying that by she's getting emotionally satisfied, and there's moments where she's going, man, I'm so lucky I got this man of mine. He's so great, wonderful, blah, blah, blah. So that's really the card there. She's just sitting pondering how lucky, how great she has it, and all of the good stuff. So this is really good. And then the next card I get, because we don't see the man in this card, right? But his hat and his cane is there. He's going to be back for it, or maybe he's gone in the bathroom, and she's just laughing, you know. There's just a great appreciation there. And then the next card I get on the sexual side is the Stars. So the Stars is really about making you feel like you're the center of the universe. You know, the man that comes in and he makes you feel like a star. He makes you feel like you're the only girl in the world. You know, that song. That's what that Aries man pulls off for her. So he's really doing what he does best, and she's really accepting it in the best way that she can. So there's really good stuff here. And as we go down to the roots of where the anchor binds, right, to the earth, like if we're dropping the anchor from the top of the water and getting into that earth at the bottom of the shore, this is what's grounding. Now we have, is interesting, we have the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles in this, it's a cute little card. It shows these kids, and we don't know if the brother and sister, or, you know, and it's almost like he's trying to hug her, and she's like, get away from me. So I take this card to mean that, you know, we may be cantankerous and may have our little squabbles and arguments, but we're always going to be by each other's side no matter what. So a grounding of friendship as well underneath all this fun stuff passion and emotions and compassion and caring and kindness. We have this childlike energy of friendship, like we're just going to be together till the end and that's it. So I'm feeling like the couples, the Aries males that are in couples are very stable, very solid. There's nothing that can shake these apart. Nothing. Now, the clarification card I get on the 2 is Temperance. So for love and sex, right, we're talking about times when we may be squabbling and we may have to watch our temper. And I feel like the Aries male, that's the advice here. Watch your temper, because when you get flaring, you can be quite abrasive. So that's really, and I think the man knows this. I think the man knows this. He just sometimes gets carried away and gets blown off in the wrong way. So the next card I get is the 10 of Cups. So traditionally, right, this card means 10 of Cups is having all your cups full of emotion and family and whatever. Now in this card we have a woman overlooking a male in a courtyard, and we have all these cats, and the man is just kind of playing for the cats. He doesn't realize that there's an admirer in the window, and I feel like this is the wife. And she's going, you know, you don't see me, but I think you're beautiful no matter what you do. Like there's a real deep appreciation, these two, for each other. Whether you're looking or not, behind my back, I'm going to say good things about you, because that's truly how I feel, and that's the way we are. And that's the way we roll, right? So it just is really good all the way around. And then in the bedroom, to clarify, we have the Chariot. So that's interesting, because we may have this grounded, almost like childlike innocence to the connectedness of this couple. But there's a sense here. Here's the imbalance in the bedroom. The Chariot, we're going in different directions. So we may have a male who's a little aggressive in the bedroom, and it's kind of, it may be something that has been put up with, or I'm saying put up with, that's pretty harsh, but something that has been accommodated, but it is something that kind of rubs, you know, her the wrong way. It's a little too much aggression. But I think she's graceful enough. She kind of doesn't really say anything overtly about it, but it may be something that's coming to the surface. There may be an overaggression here, or just a non-meeting of the minds. Another thing too that's accentuated is the travel card, right? Because the Chariot is also that symbol of travel. So we may have, you know, a couple as well, just having a lot of distance where the man has to travel for work, or the woman has to travel for work. Either way, where there is some distance there and it kind of comes between them, but not to a way that it's going to tear them apart, but it's just a way that, oh, I can't wait till I get back. I want to see my husband. I want to see my wife. I want to da, da, da. So the couples are very solid and very connected, very grounded. The next card I get is the 6 of Cups. Now, this is interesting because the 6 of Cups is kind of a neutral card. I looked at it and I kind of studied it and meditated on it. And there's so many things it really could mean. But you see these 3 men here, and they're all drinking down separate from their wives. And you get a sense that each one of them, that's one of their partners, you know. So they're all coupled up, and there's a community of visiting and caring. So I get a sense that these people are not isolated. They're very much have a social circle and are very active in that, and everything's kosher there. Now, off of that card, we get the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups is really about sensuality and whatnot. I'm getting a sense, too, we got to be aware. There may be somebody here that wants to expand the relationship. By that, I mean is to experiment on the side of bringing in other couples. That's coming through here. So be aware of that, expanding the sensuality. And for those that aren't open to that, I think it's just an expansion of each individual's sensuality within the relationship, the physical side. If that is kind of repulsive, because I'm getting already feedback that, whoa, that's too much. For those that aren't open to that, it doesn't mean that your partner's going to want to to wonder. They're going to want to experience all the facets of the relationship, grow in a sexual, sensual way. So that's really the feeling I'm getting here. There's people that are very loyal in the relationship, just wanting to explore a little deeper, and not kinky, but we're talking sensually. So deepening the relationship, deepening the thoughts. What are you thinking? What am I thinking? What do you feel about this? What do I feel about? Getting deeper into that. So there's kind of a facet here of couples in that way of wanting to expand that, whether it's in that alternative direction or in the direction of deepening it, and getting to the real roots of the sensuality in the bedroom, that kind of thing. Aries male is very interested in that. So the next card I get is the Magician. So the Magician, right, he's got all his tools. He's got the swords, the wand, the cup, and the coin. And so he's really in charge and willing to put forth that power and enforce it. And the next card I get is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is really talks of the marriage. And this is a weird card from the Sex Tarot, right? Because you have this Hierophant which talks about the marriage, and the marriage is a unity of, traditionally of two. And then you have these two women and a one man. So it kind of screws up the whole sacredness of the union, right? Because you're talking about a marriage, but then you got two women. So who you married to, or what's going on here? So then again, it kind of brings up the essence of, there may even be the female wanting to experiment with another female. We may have that kind of a situation. Or see, we have the traditional, I don't read reversals, I just read the energy, and I'm feeling like there's a non-traditional way of wanting to go in the sensual side of things for this Aries male. He's wanting to go in a non-traditional way, trying something different in that way. So he knows he's in charge, and he knows he has the tools to do it. So he's just, he's contemplating whether or not to do that. So over the Valentine's time, like, again, this energy can really hit at any point, but I'm shooting for Valentine's or after. I'm getting a sense this relationship really can't get any better. We're grounded. We know each other. We're comfortable with each other inside and outside of the bedroom. We can have our squabbles, but we know that we're each other's person. We're each other's person. We're not going to leave, and we're not going to turn our back. When it comes down to it, there's a solidity here. And when you get to that point in a relationship, sometimes there's a feeling that we need to spruce things up. And that's really what I'm getting a sense of here. Where can we go, and how can we go further with that? So as long as everybody's open to that in those areas, I feel like that's something that is in the air. But the sensuality to be deepened, not in a devious way. I feel like this is a clear-cut way. This is just simply going pleasure principles to another level. And it may offend some, but, and it may titillate some, and it may bring out the devil in some, but really what it is just an expansion of our senses in that way. And that's where they're wanting to that's what they're flirting with at this point. And I feel like this relationship, the sense, the vibe I'm getting, everything's on the table, so there's nothing going to be secret about it. And if you don't agree, then it's not passing. So it just won't go. So I feel like they have that going for them. So that's good. So above everything, this is one of the best readings I've had so far. So for the Aries male, it's just really good in the coupled scenario. Really good. Grounded relationship. All good. Everybody's agreed upon. It's groovy. So you guys will have not only a great Valentine's, but I feel like a great 2018. So kudos to you, Aries male. In the coupled relationship, you guys seem to be flying in your own way in a really groovy route here. So good for you. So for Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. Take care, be kind, have fun, and be safe.